Urgent Washington Commanders fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Washington Commanders updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, folks, today we have some explosive news coming straight out of the NFL, and especially for all you Washington Commanders fans. If you thought this offseason was already packed with drama, hold on, because what's happening right now could change the entire landscape of the league and, more specifically, the future of your beloved team. We're talking about a potential blockbuster, a move so bold that it's triggering a media firestorm across social media, sports news outlets, and NFL insiders. Sources have indicated that the Commanders are making a serious push, yes, a push for superstar wide receiver Tyreek Hill from the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this isn't just some rumor, it's a proposal that's got everyone talking. The idea of the Commanders trying to acquire Hill is not only shocking but also strategically fascinating. Why? Because Hill, with his blazing speed and game-breaking ability, could immediately transform Washington into one of the most dangerous offenses in the league. But, at the same time, this move raises a lot of questions, and it's causing a lot of debate among fans, analysts, and NFL insiders who are trying to read between the lines of what could be a seismic shift in the NFL power dynamics. Let's take a step back and analyze what this really means for the Commanders. For years now, Washington has been trying to find an identity on offense, especially after a couple of seasons where inconsistencies and injuries have hampered their progress. They've got a solid quarterback in Sam Howell, who showed flashes of brilliance last year, but what they've been missing is that true game-changer at the receiver position. Someone who can stretch the field, create mismatches, and turn routine plays into explosive touchdowns. Tyreek Hill? Well, he's one of the most electrifying players in the league at doing exactly that. His speed is otherworldly, and he's proven time and again that he can be the focal point of an offense. Now, for the Chiefs, this is a different story. Hill has been a cornerstone of their offense since he arrived, helping Patrick Mahomes turn into one of the most prolific quarterbacks in NFL history. His ability to turn a short pass into a 70-yard touchdown is unparalleled. But the Chiefs are also at a crossroads. With the rise of their young talent and the need to balance their roster, they might be open to discussions if the right offer comes along. The trade proposal, if it materializes, would be massive, possibly involving multiple draft picks or even players in exchange for Hill. The Chiefs, known for their strategic approach, will have to weigh the value of losing a top-tier playmaker against the potential for building a stronger, more balanced roster for the future. And let's not forget about the controversy that surrounds Tyreek Hill. He's one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL. On the field, he's a nightmare for defenses, a true gamebreaker, but off the field, he's faced scrutiny and controversy that have sometimes overshadowed his athletic genius. From legal issues in the past to questions about his character, Hill's reputation has been a roller coaster. That alone adds an extra layer of complexity to this trade saga. Will the Commanders consider the off-field concerns? Will this move be about football alone, or are there other factors at play? These are questions everyone is asking as the negotiations unfold. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. The NFL has seen a trend lately: teams are no longer playing it safe. They're willing to make bold, sometimes risky moves to gain that competitive edge. The days of cautious, small upgrades are gone. Instead, we see teams making blockbuster trades, signing high-profile free agents, and making bold draft choices. The Commanders' interest in Hill fits perfectly into this new era of aggressive NFL management. They're clearly trying to send a message that they're not here to just compete, but to contend, and to do so quickly. This move also comes at a critical time for the Commanders. They're trying to build a winning culture after years of ups and downs, and acquiring a player like Hill could be that spark they desperately need. Imagine a receiving core with Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and Hill all on the field together. It would be a nightmare for defenders, with speed, route running, and playmaking ability across the board. For the franchise, this isn't just about adding a star, it's about making a statement that Washington is serious about competing at the highest level. But as with any blockbuster trade, it's not just about the talent. There are questions about the cost, the fit, and how this impacts team chemistry. The NFL is a league built on chemistry and timing, and integrating a player like Hill into the Commanders' locker room would be a challenge but also an opportunity. The coaching staff would need to adapt, and the offensive scheme might undergo some adjustments to maximize Hill's talents while maintaining a balanced attack. It's a gamble, yes, but one that could pay off in a big way if executed correctly. Meanwhile, in Kansas City, losing Hill would be a significant blow, but the Chiefs have shown they're capable of adapting. They've got other weapons, Travis Kelce, who remains one of the best tight ends in the league, and a stable of talented receivers and running backs ready to step up. Still, Hill's departure, if it happens, would mark the end of an era for the Chiefs' explosive offense, and it would reshape their offensive philosophy moving forward. Let's pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. What's next in this saga? Well, the negotiations are still ongoing, and the league is watching closely. The Commanders are known for their aggressive approach, and this move, whether it happens or not, signals their intent to be a serious contender sooner rather than later. Fans are already dreaming about the possibilities, a dynamic offense that could challenge the best in the league. But they're also cautious, knowing that this kind of move comes with risks, especially when it involves a player as controversial and talented as Tyreek Hill. Looking at the bigger NFL picture, this isn't just about Washington or Kansas City. It's about a league that's evolving rapidly. We've seen teams like the Miami Dolphins, with their aggressive offseason and high-profile acquisitions, set the tone for what it means to make bold moves. The Commanders, by expressing interest in Hill, are placing themselves right in the middle of this trend. They're trying to position themselves as a team that's not afraid to take risks to win now. And for the fans of the Commanders, this is what football is all about: big stakes, drama, and the hope that your team can pull off something historic. Every NFL offseason has its moments, but a potential trade for Tyreek Hill? That's one that will be remembered for years. It's the kind of move that can define a franchise's trajectory and energize a fan base that's been waiting for that breakthrough moment. Now, the question remains, will this trade happen? Will the Chiefs be willing to part with Hill, and at what price? Will the Commanders see this as the missing piece to finally crack the playoff code? The offseason isn't over yet, and we're all on the edge of our seats waiting for the next chapter in this story. In the end, one thing is clear: the NFL is a league of constant change, and the Washington Commanders are making sure they're right in the middle of it. Whether this trade goes through or not, it's a sign of the times, an example of how far teams are willing to go to chase greatness. And for us, the fans, it means more excitement, more unpredictability, and a whole lot of anticipation for what's coming next. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. Do you think acquiring Tyreek Hill is the right move? Or do you believe the risks outweigh the potential rewards? Whatever you think, I want to hear it. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This offseason is heating up, and we're just getting started. Thanks for sticking with us, and as always, go Commanders!